We got ourselves a cheap or budget welding cart from Viva. We're gonna get it out and test it out. So as you see here, it's a Viva or whatever brand. It's a Tough Tools, half the price. I was looking at the I think the Vulcan one from Harbor Freight. Yeah, I think it had like a 350-pound weight capacity. This one had, it says 400 static, just not moving it around. This, I'm sure, maxed out. But this argon bottle here is, I think full is like 175 pounds. And then I got a little, that's my dad's little welder. That's one reason why I got it. You see how it's all laid out over there? And you can't see it, but in that case there, I have another one, something similar, but a little bigger. So I got it for that. I've been wanting to make a cart, welding cart, but I got so much stuff going on right now, man, I just don't have time. So I saw this one for cheap. It was $50 originally, and a couple days later, right before I bought it, it was $60 on Amazon, but still, that's not too bad. The one from Harbor Freight, the Vulcan one, was like 100, 110. So it says half the price. So hey, we'll see how it does. It's pretty similar. And once we get it up, I'll show you'll see what I'm talking about. The handle on the cart's a little different. The Vulcan one, I can throw a picture up, but it has two handles on each side, which I kind of like that better. This one has a handle across the front, which y'all about to see. But let's get it out and get it together and see how it looks. So this is the first sight after popping the box open. And I still may build one in the future, maybe for some other stuff, because I may be getting a cheaper wire weld, a MIG welder, and my dad wants a plasma cutter we may end up with. So I may build one for something like that. So if y'all, and I got some more welding projects. I'm gonna make a little tailgate grill. I got some big stainless, like 12-inch stainless pipe and stuff over there. And I got a trailer. We're gonna be converting to a welding trailer for this Miller Bobcat here, welder generator. If y'all interested in that, go ahead and subscribe or whatever. So that's what it's supposed to look like when it's finished up. This is what I was talking about, the handle. I don't like the handle in the front. I prefer having one on each side, but it's cool for $40-something difference. I couldn't justify paying more for just a little different handle. Money's tight right now, so y'all know how it is. And of course, this book, I'm a man, so obviously I'm not gonna use this because us men don't need instructions. Anyway, these are all the pieces and how it goes together. And I'm not gonna bore y'all with all this. I was just showing you the book because I actually tend to keep manuals for stuff to see and make sure I'm not missing anything, But anyway, we won't bore y'all with all that. So let me just get it put together first. I will say it's actually packaged pretty decent to be, of course, it being a cheaper welding cart. It comes from China. But actually, I think the box somewhere, I have to look, it said it was made in China, and then it was sent to Australia, and then from Australia it was imported into California and shipped over here. But it's like layered, got layers of stuff between all the parts and whatnot, and keep it from getting scratched up. It's actually packaged pretty good. I'm surprised. A lot of times, you get stuff from China or whatever, and you'll have a bunch of loose bolts flopping around in the box, and all the nuts and bolts seem to be in this package here. We'll get that out in a second. But so far, so good. Pleasantly surprised on the packaging. So initial thoughts on these parts here. It's actually pretty nice. It's got like this textured paint, which is, different. You probably expecting some thin, some just smooth stuff, but it's pretty good. Nice little decal there. Of course, this is the base. You can tell it's got the little axle tube. So it's all right. It's thin, of course. It's cheaper material. It's a little thin. Now this one even has a number on it, I guess. So the book here tells you what number's what, and it's got numbers on it there. Pretty simple. It's a little, I would love, no joke, I would love for it to be a little bit thicker material than what it is. But, being what it is, of course, it's going to be thinner. As long as it's strong enough, it's not going to be weighted down with too much. So we're going to see. But that's what this video is all about, just to see how it turns out. Hey, would y'all look at there? Can't see it good in that bag, but they got nuts and washers and all together on there. Ain't just strode out. So how about that? All right, there she is, all complete. So I guess it gives you 3 extra bolts in case you lose 1 or 2, which is, I guess, is good. All of them are the same length except for 2 of them, and they go right here because this is thicker, as you can see here. The only thing, so as far as the quality goes, the material is thinner, but once it's all put together, it feels a lot sturdier than what it looks like whenever it's you're just looking at it. Now these are thicker. The lead holders here, they're thicker material. If the whole thing was made out of this thickness material, it'd be great, but it wouldn't be $60. So there's that. All the fitment was fit up good right here. This back piece is a little slimmer than the bottom, so when you tighten it down, it kind of pulled it over there, but not too bad. In the instructions here, one picture shows these up here in these holes, and then one shows right here like I got it. I guess maybe it gives you different options if you want the top to lean a little more. I don't really know. I kind of looked, and it didn't look like it fit as good up here as that way. And then you'd have extra hole open down here. I don't know. So I just put it like that with it flat. And yeah, I guess it gives you a couple options here. You know, it's got some chain hooks there, and then also here. Now, these are fit those big bottles or bigger bottles like that, because I actually held one up to it, and it's the same diameter there, or the same. It's got the same shape there. Would it hold one of those? Sure, I'm sure it probably will. You know, I mean, the weight sits right over the axle. I'm sure it probably fit. But I got a couple of different ideas. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with it. That welder for sure is going on here. And like I said, I might end up getting a little MIG welder I was looking at. If that's the case, that welder go in the bottom, MIG welder on top. And then I get a little bottle of the 75-25 mix for the MIG welder. And maybe like the half the size of that bottle there for the back. And then use that setup. Or if I end up not getting the MIG welder, put maybe that welder on top. And Dad is talking about he's been wanting a plasma cutter, so maybe the welder on top, plasma cutter on bottom. And then just use this. I can maybe fab a piece up with some slots in it to hold like my TIG wire tubes. You know, just have a couple, like 4 different slots here for this to set if I didn't do a MIG welder. You know, it just depends. I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It all just depends on, you know, what fits my needs more and what I end up with. Hey, we'll see what we can do with it. But let me get this welder sit on top there and just kind of see what it looks like. One thing I am probably going to do though, either way, regardless of what I do with it, is I got some 1/8 inch material here. I may fab up some more of these here and end up bolting them back here. You know, drill a couple holes and bolt them back here so I have 2 sets, so I can roll one welder up here and one here, or a welder, plasma cutter, whatever we end up doing. I'll have another set there. That's what I'm going to do with that, regardless of the setup I end up doing. Let's get this welder here put on there and just get it rolled up and see how it looks. All right, I got her all rolled up for the time being. I'm going to take some cleaner on a rag and just wipe the welder down and tape up a few places on the leads with some electrical tape, and take my air hose and just blow the vents out on the front and back of the welder a little bit, just get some of the dust off out from around there, and let her ride and weld for another day. Hey, it's doing all right. I think that'll work. That's the main thing, because with all the leads on the ground, slag and sparks and whatnot landing on the concrete and right up against the leads, you know, burning a couple of holes in there or whatever, you know. So this way I'll have less patching to do on there and less damage to them. So anyway, I won't drag this video on any farther. So far, I mean, $60, man, or 50, you know, if you can find it for 50 like it was posted before I bought it. But hey, I think it'll work for that price. I'll see you on the next one.